look at the state of Will in the video. He's off his tits.
Yes.
Right? He's off his tits.
Hello, we are Lovejoy, and you are listening to the Lovejoy podcast. Hello, Lovejoy Nation podcast. Yeah. Hello, Love Enjoyers.
Facts are coming.
All right, gang, welcome back to the Lovejoy Nation podcast. Angie, Dave, how we all doing today?
Hey, all good, thanks.
Living the dream. Good to see you all. As usual, we went another week hoping and praying and assuming we were going to get some big announcements, some big exciting news to talk about today. But alas, week after week, it's the same story so far this spring. So Angie, start us off.
Did anybody actual year for this release date? I'm starting to wonder, is it like spring of this year? Is it spring of next year? Is it 3 years from now? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to hear that like Will lives in a different space-time continuum, and when he says very, 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 very soon, it's not really actually very, very soon. So yeah, I'm getting impatient. Let's hear this thing.
Absolutely agree with you. I don't know what planet they live on, to be honest. Planet Brighton, I guess.
Perhaps. Maybe, again, it's us making assumptions when they say spring. They didn't necessarily say this spring. So you're correct, Angie. We could be totally off the mark there because it seems like that so far, right?
But we end up sitting there, don't we? We end up sitting there like, well, when does spring end? Well, it's not till June the 20th. Do you know what I mean?
We're going down the Wilbur wiki rabbit hole because we're looking up meteorological spring, actual spring, what do the witches think spring and I don't know.
Yeah. And then sometimes we're almost arguing about it and it's like
yeah. It's like, well, I grew up thinking spring ended this time and this day and good Lord. I know even Dave and I got in an argument about it. He was saying like spring is when summer is and I was like, you're totally off.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I know we're in different countries, but it can't be that different. I mean, I guess I wouldn't call it that, but I know that it is until the end of it. Yeah, it used to be fun to make guesses, but I'm tired of making guesses at this point. I'm really sick of it. So, well, let's just go to what we do have to talk about. So, since we last spoke, we did get a music video. Not for a new song, but a song we already know, Perfect Blue. And I just have to say, it's not what I imagined a Perfect Blue music video looking like. Do you agree with me, you guys?
Absolutely. I tend to agree with that. What was the little blue man that fell off in one of the music videos?
Rob.
Yeah. So the little blue man fell off at the end. And we all wondered what they were going to go into. Because everybody thought it was Perfect Blue.
Good point.
But this is not how we thought. Or not how I thought it was going to go into.
This video, I feel like they really just wanted to have some fun with it. And it is pretty fun and pretty out there, I got to say. This is it's a little psychedelic.
But were you saying, Dave, now you got me thinking. You think that the little man plunged into the water and then this is what came of it? You think this is the continuation?
Man. It was a little blue man walking backwards or forwards and fell off the cliff.
Now I feel like I want to watch them next to each other and see. Just out of curiosity.
So they fell off the cliff. They're under the sea. I've been holding that back.
Yeah, you
for
have.
About a week.
I like it. I like all this.
It makes sense.
So have they fallen
dissection.
Off? Splosh.
I like it. And we do know Elodie directed, produced to this music video. She also did Come and Touch. So that was interesting to read. I always like to see that in the notes.
Yeah, it's sort of what I head for when I'm watching on them a second go, read the notes.
Yeah. And there was I got an interesting insight from a very unlikely source. And I brought it to you guys, and so I wanted to talk about it in more detail. The day the music video came out, my husband sent me a text in the afternoon and said, "Did you see the new Lovejoy music video?" Now, he's not like a love enjoyer, sad to say, although I do catch him humming the songs. So for him to ask me that, I thought was interesting. And I said, no, not yet. I'm waiting till I get home. And he said, well, my coworker Pete just watched it. And I was like, what is happening? You know, like this isn't, you know, mainstream music or anything. You know, it's not like the new Taylor Swift music video out or something. And he goes, well, I was talking to him about Lovejoy. Okay. And he goes on YouTube and the first thing that pops up is the Perfect Blue music video. So he watched it and I was like, wow, talk about like an interesting first introduction to Lovejoy, the Perfect Blue music video. You guys, if you haven't seen it yet, I urge you to check it out. So he watched it and his interpretation or what he came away from it with was, you know, I think in England they refer to ecstasy, that like hallucinogenic party drug, as Blue Dolphin. Or there's a version of it as called Blue Dolphin.
Yeah.
So I was like, holy smokes, does that then make sense? So I could not wait to message you guys, especially Dave, to get your opinion on that.
Exactly that. As soon as that come through and it was like, oh my God, yeah. And Will is so far off his tits, it's unbelievable, you know, in the music video, and it just fits.
And he's acting. We're just going to say. And, you know, they do put like that crazy blue eye filter thing.
The eye rolls do it for me. There's two parts in the video where Will and Joe both do an eye roll. And I guess it does kind of fit in with that. They just look very, really just kind of out of it. These guys are definitely not right in the head in this video. And, you know, when they show like Ash, like little teeny Ash, is that like hallucination? Is that like, seriously?
I feel like it's hallucinatory. Like,
yeah, yes.
It's just a trip. That's soon as it was mentioned, and it was like, oh my God, Blue Dolphin. Bang.
I love the face when Wilbur like flips him off, you know, off the Is he on the what is he on, the symbol or something?
He's on the symbols, yeah.
Yeah. I love his like
and then,
smirk.
Like you say, Ash goes by in the background and it's just trippy.
When they put that little teaser out, at first I thought it was sharks, obviously. I can't see very well, but I think a lot of other people did too. And then we're like, oh, it's dolphins. What the hell is this? Okay.
And they're upside down.
Get it now. Hey, it fits in even more, right? Upside down dolphins. Why not?
They're just like warping everything. And
yeah, it's really fascinating. It makes total sense to me.
I keep picturing Wilbur's like slow blink, like, right? Wasn't he doing like a slow blink? Yeah. He can't keep his eyes open, or like he doesn't know what he's seeing.
Ruffy. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and he's all like scruffy and hasn't shaved and looks like he's been in bed for 10 days.
Oh, I love Dave's description of how he looked.
What? Off his tits?
No. I never would say that. No, the one your first reaction, what you said, how he looked.
Oh, dragged through a hedge backwards.
Yes. I love that. You have a way with words sometimes, Dave.
That's
amazing.
It's an English term that just a scruffy person.
I mean, it makes total sense. I wanted to like wash his hair so bad it was killing me. But
if you've already watched the video, after you listen to this, go back and watch it again. I did after we were talking about it, and it'll all click. Yeah. Lesley, I'm really glad that thing with your husband and his coworker happened. That's just so weird.
So weird. Yeah.
And what I find is quite good is that the Redditors haven't really picked up on it. I think there was one that says it's a bit drug fueled or something like that.
Right.
But like you say, Angie, now you've listened to this, pause it. Please pause it and come back. Go watch it. and tell us we're not wrong.
And as far as like critiquing the video goes, I just want to say, like, some people said, I don't really care for it because it wasn't like as cinematic as like with Rob as my witness. But not every music video has to be so grandiose. You know what I mean? Like Portrait of a Blank Slate versus Normal People Things. They're different. So I think it's fun. I just was, again, not expecting Perfect Blue to have a music video like that, but it's takes all the serious out of it that you may have interpreted and just turns it on its head and just makes it a fun video. And it's like a throwback to, you know, maybe 80s or 90s sorts of things we'd see.
Yeah,
to date ourselves.
It really gives me like that late 90s, early 2000s kind of vibe. I don't know if we mentioned this already, but Dave, didn't you say that the ecstasy tablet is actually blue with a dolphin stamped on top of it? Or it can be?
Yeah, how can I say? Not from experience.
I was going to say.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we should
It
probably...
depends on the brand. Yeah, it depends on the brand, because you had things like Purple Hearts and things like this. So you've got a blue dolphin with a dolphin stamped on it.
Okay.
The Purple Hearts were purple with a heart stamped on it. It's various different pills, from what I've been told. But like you say, it takes me back to the 90s.
Yeah. I love this video. It's so much fun. It might not be as polished or, like Lesley said, as cinematic as some of the other videos, but this is just,
and it's not meant to be,
just a ton of fun.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
It's not meant to be because of the premise of it.
Clearly, right? Yeah.
But now you need to go back and watch Rob, then straight into
I will do that.
Yeah.
Got me thinking, Dave.
Good observation, Dave. That's a really good observation.
Really make something out of nothing here on this show, can't we?
Well, I have been gatekeeping that for over a week. Because, again, nobody's mentioned it. Nobody's mentioned it on the Reddit or anything like that. And I thought, great.
Excellent.
I'll go in, drop the mic and walk away.
Well, now after this airs, you can
really
put it on the Reddit. We also had, let me see, what do we have next on the docket here? Okay, we were blessed with another Wilbur stream, his second after a 2+ year hiatus. Everyone was psyched. We were waiting because he didn't say what time, so everyone was just guessing and waiting, which is nothing new for us, Love Enjoyers and Wilbur fans. So, yeah, May 15th, there was a stream. And Wilbur discussed several topics of interest to Lovejoy fans: touring, the new EP, deciding where to tour, etc. So we'll get into some of that. Thank you, Angie, for your copious notes.
Fantastic. I liked the stream. I've said it before, and I've no doubt I'll say it again. I don't care for the playing of games, but the information that was given to us regarding Lovejoy and Will himself, I thought was phenomenal.
Yes. I like that he's using that space, that platform, to talk about things Lovejoy. And so, you know, in a synergistic way, sort of symbiotic way. Was that the right word? You know, and if you like Wilbur streaming, now you're gonna hear about Lovejoy too. So let's go back to the secret formula that worked the last time, getting new fans and getting the fans into Lovejoy and bringing them over from that platform.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic because these streams are just a gold mine of information. So it's like, yeah, he drops all sorts of juicy little nuggets in there, and I'm here for it.
Except
more
dates.
We need something to talk about.
So, Ange, why don't you start us off with his discussion on the touring as of late?
Okay. Yeah, somebody asked why they didn't play Deathbox in Warsaw. And, he says that in America that they played all of One Simple Trick on the OST tour last fall, which they did. He says they played it all because it was the release tour. And he says they're going to move along to kind of the next phase, which would be maybe not playing all of OST, but making room for some other stuff that we haven't heard before. I know he had mentioned, I think it was his first stream, maybe Consequences, a few other songs. So he says definitely some of that OST stuff will stay in there, but we're going to put some other stuff into that. To me was actually a really interesting comment, because I was almost I was expecting that the upcoming UK tour, I mean, let's face it, there's going to be a UK tour. Nobody knows when, but there's going to be one. I thought maybe they would do the same thing that they did here in America and play OST in its entirety.
Same.
But from what he says, it doesn't sound like they're going to do that.
No, I absolutely, I agree with playing Warsaw in Warsaw and Poznan. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Maybe you have to drop something else. Fine.
Yeah.
But I'm fully expecting to hear and see what you folks saw.
Yeah.
I know, and it's got me thinking and worried for you, Dave, because they didn't do Deathbox in London at their album premiere, which was also was odd to begin with, and then now it sounds like it may not happen at all.
But am I right in thinking Deathbox wasn't played at every gig in America, or am I imagining that?
It was, but it was cursed, right, Ange? It seemed like something always went wrong, like a mic broke or something, or a string broke, something always happened. It was
Will's mic would come unplugged, or it would stop working, or something. It was. I wish if there's somebody out there that's been kept track of how many times this happened, I would be really interested to know, because it seemed like it happened a lot.
Yes.
But yeah.
Absolutely.
So I don't know.
But yeah, having said that, eventually at some point we've got this new EP coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably going to hear one or two off of them.
For sure.
So
For sure.
The Americans wouldn't have done.
Right.
So whether that is part and parcel,
it's a fluid thing. It'll be
right.
changing all the time.
I'm grateful now I got to the London gig.
I'm wondering if the subject, this is me getting probably reading into things too much, if the subject matter or like the chorus, he's not feeling like that anymore, or not feeling he wants to spout off, girl, spit it out, and they'll just want to say I'm looking better now, or whatever. Maybe he doesn't want to keep saying that. Maybe he said it when he needed to say it, and
who knows?
Moving along.
Yeah, who knows?
It's a good point.
Who knows what the theory is? I'll add that to the list of questions for the VIP.
Excellent. As I said, you're gonna have to do more than one VIP, Dave. We're gonna need you to.
I think so.
Because you're going to have all of ours, which will take, a long time. So
4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. And videos you're gonna have to record for us. Yeah, it's gonna be. Speaking of VIP, we'll discuss the no hug policy for meet and greets, and actually I'll just let him talk about it.
There's the illness. One of you Polish fans coughing on me, wiping your. Nice to meet you. I'm making fun. People do ask at meet and greets, like, we have a policy where I don't hug, and as much as I'm also just not a very touchy guy with strangers, like I'm just not generally. Even if you've been watching me on stream and you think we've got a connection, we don't. I love the fact that I get to talk to you guys like one directionally, and I enjoy this a lot, and I love reading the chat, and you guys have such a good sense of humor. But then when I see you in person, sometimes there's a disconnect between the dynamic, because you've been listening to me talk for hours probably, and I've never seen you most likely. So it's like, so sometimes we have to kind of lay out this boundary that, like, hugging, mostly because I don't want to get sick, it's a no. That's number one reason. And what you're seeing here is why. You're seeing why I don't hug, because my immune system, since COVID, my immune system's been fucked. It used to be good. Like, it used to be a joke. It used to be like a joke amongst my friends that I never get sick. It used to be like, oh, that's Will, he never gets ill. And then I went to fucking COVID. I went to COVID. Yeah, I went to visit COVID. No, COVID happened. Remember that thing? Remember that? COVID happened. And then, from then on, I just just get sick all the time now. I get sick all the time. It's so bollocks. Like, I used to be so immune. Maybe I just got older. Maybe that's really it.
Yeah, so we can't blame him for not wanting to get sick, and they inevitably all got sick anyway. But it's perfectly understandable.
It is perfectly understandable.
For sure.
And I'm glad he has mentioned that, because you do see it online. Oh, do you think I'll be able to hug him? Oh, I'll be able to hug him. And it's like, maybe he doesn't want you to do that because it is sickness and all that lot. I've still got some anti-bac left over from COVID, so I'll stick a little bottle in the, squirt, shake the hands.
They did
There you
handshake,
go.
so I'm sure there was a lot of that going around.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sanitizer.
I give him credit. He does mention in there that he's not really a touchy person. And I think we've kind of known, he's said all along that he's kind of a bit of an introvert. I give him credit for not, for sticking to his boundaries and not making himself uncomfortable for the sake of, for the sake of us. I mean, even people that are famous, we shouldn't expect them to go out of their comfort zone and feel totally uncomfortable just to please their fans. So, you know what? Good for him.
I mean, just thinking about how wiped out we are after going to see them perform and sing along from the crowd and standing there and jumping up and down. And then he has to do that night after night after night and be up to it. So, yeah, they have every right to protect themselves, but they were still amazingly gracious. And I don't think that we should ever expect a hug in that sort of setting at all. But thanks, Will, for bringing that up and clearing anything up.
I've got to tell you something. A little thing that Pebble told me about the Chicago meet and greet. She said she was really nervous when she was having her picture taken. And she's like, I think they could tell I was really nervous. So Mark started singing songs about Joe and how Joe smells to make her laugh.
That's brilliant.
So
That was cute.
Yeah.
So good.
When I say I've heard that, obviously not that story, but I have heard a few times that the band are brilliant at doing exactly that.
Mm-hmm. So
They really
gracious
are.
and friendly and warm and smiley, just all four.
Yeah.
And now that we get
Yeah.
speaking, So with regard to deciding where to tour, Dave, you want to take on that bit?
Yeah, someone asked, when are you coming to Romania? And I guess it's with any country, really. He basically said, are there enough people listening to us in Romania? You can't do a show for 100 people because the cost of getting to Romania, plus 40 of those 100 could live 60, 70 miles away.
Right.
So basically what he's saying is, if the listening figures are there, we will do our best to come. But am I right in thinking that, was it Ash said something about getting us in on festivals, things like that? This was ages ago.
He did. Somebody asked about coming to Australia. He's like, we'd love to come do some festivals there. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I recall that as well.
And it's, if you can badger people to get us into festivals, there's more chance of building that listening figureship up.
That's true.
So again, for me, it was very informative, and he's gone into a bit more depth of the reason possibly why they won't come to Romania. But yeah, I'd love to see their statistics. I'd love to sit down behind the screen with them and go through their listening figures, because, I mean, you folks can sit there and say, oh, so-and-so songs reached 1 million on Spotify.
Yeah.
Has anybody really got a clue what it is on Amazon and all the other streaming platforms?
There are pay sites to see that sort of data. What's interesting to me is how different this must have been, say, back in the 80s, when radio was so huge and commonplace to where you hear music and new music, and buying physical media, buying the CDs or tapes and records. So now they only have, and because their distribution of physical media is so limited and just online to 500 pieces or something, they're really just stuck on what's streaming around, because also there's less radio stations playing their music. It's not necessarily due to how good or bad they are. It's just with the limited number of radio stations playing songs, or playing alt songs as they tend to be called. Yeah, there's less exposure out there, where you do need the festivals to attract new fans. And it's kind of sad that they're stuck just going by streaming stats, I don't know. Because you could also listen to music. I know a friend of mine, she doesn't pay for any streaming service. She just plays YouTube, channels all day. So,
but then surely, I mean, when we look at our stats, we can see who's listened in Brighton and who's listened in Spain, where 50 odd countries in the world, and then you can break that down into major cities.
Right.
So they must be able to see something along those lines as well.
It would be nice to see, it would be curious to see their Spotify for artists, like we see Spotify for creators on the back end. Yeah, to see the percentages and things.
Did they say something about that once? Maybe it wasn't them. Maybe it was somebody else who had looked something up. But trying to think, and it was broken out, but because I remember there was a list in one of those places it was Chicago. So it was broken down pretty specifically. I don't remember if it was them or not, but it was really interesting.
All right. Moving right along, Wilbur actually gave the titles of the songs away that will be on the new EP, the tracks. Curse These Metal Hands, The Vows, Alphabet, and Snake Oil.
Is it vows or vowels?
The vows, i.e. wedding vows. Yeah, the only letter-related song title here is Alphabet. So,
okay.
Sorry if you're a English major.
All looks pretty good, doesn't it? I know we had a couple of clips on the last stream. Clearly, Wasted Summer is now Alphabet.
It does seem that way, as Wilbur said. It's a song you've heard before at shows.
Am I right in thinking, Angie, you may have seen Wasted Summer?
I did too.
We
did. So it was both of you.
Yes.
In Brooklyn.
I was thinking, yeah, okay. I was thinking it was played at the Summerfest. I'm not sure. That was Foxholes, I think it was, wasn't it?
They played Foxholes. I don't think they...
And Perfect Blue.
I don't know.
Played at Summerfest, I think.
I have to go upstairs and look at Pebble's wall. God, I don't remember.
I don't think so, because of those two new songs.
I don't think so either. Yeah, I think it was just Foxholes and Perfect Blue. But somebody on the Reddit that did a meet and greet had asked Mark and Ash, I believe it was, about Alphabet. And they had told this fan that Alphabet and Wasted Summer were basically two titles for the same song, which I thought was interesting. So, and I'm curious to hear. I'm assuming the lyrics are changing. that would
seem that way,
otherwise
right?
like why would you call it a different song if nothing was changing about it? So I'm really curious to hear this one.
But then they done that with Monochrome. They changed the name. Was it The Art of Dying Twice or something like that?
I thought that was just like, maybe that was a different name. I think that's just like sort of like the in parentheses next to the title sort of a thing.
When you look at Ash's original 13 emojis,
Mm-hmm.
the last song is a dice. And a singular, dice is plural, so it would be die.
Die. Yeah.
I feel like that's
So,
monochrome.
Oh,
When-
the
Because
art
it's
of
black
dying
and white.
twice. Oh, look at you.
I absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
Oh, the fact
I
that
did
it's
hear along
two
the lines.
dice.
No, it's just one dice. So
So
one
die.
dice is
It's
called
one
a die.
dice. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
monochrome.
One die.
Yeah, the
Okay.
singular of dice is
Oh.
die.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. You're really getting in the weeds, Dave. Nice. Okay.
Idle
You-
hands do the devil's work.
Yeah.
That's how we're at.
Yeah. Years of sitting here learning from the best.
Curse these metal hands. Curse these idle hands.
No kidding.
So, shall we hear what Will has to say?
Yep. Who could say it better than the writer himself?
Alphabet is one of the songs. Alphabet, you guys have heard. We have played Alphabet before at a show. So you guys have definitely heard Alphabet. Alphabet is a song about... it's a song about capitalism, substances, and staying indoors. That's what Alphabet's about. It's, yeah. Capitalism, substances, and staying indoors. Curse These Metal Hands, my favourite one, is about streaming. It's about live streaming. It's in a very loose way. It's not like I'm not like sat there going, "Hello, I'm a streamer." It's just it's about the concept of being basically where I'm sat right now with just thousands of people talking at me. I described it last stream. It's like an injection of social media straight into the brain. Like, straight through the skull and into the brain, right? That's what streaming is like. And Curse These Metal Hands it's about performatism, too. It's about how when you stream, when you're a public figure or a social media person, you tend to boil down your ideas into a very kind of myopic and palatable, simple, simple ideas. And it's basically a dissection of whether those simple ideas work and whether streaming as a concept is propagating a type of performativeness that is dangerous potentially for one's own psyche. It's a bit esoteric, but it's about other stuff too. There's some other little meanings. Speaking of meanings, The Vows is a song which I'm sure is going to take on a fucking crazy life of its own with you guys. Jesus fuck me. The Vows is about parasocial relationships. And I wrote it back in 2024. I wrote The Vows in 2024, and it was about mostly just the people in my fucking comments and DMs and just like DM requests on Instagram. Checking them like occasionally. You just see just like absolute like it's quite scary. Like there's I probably shouldn't get too into this because I don't want to empower this kind of thought like trajectory, but like I've had times at shows where like people, I've had like times where people have like found me after a show at like a bar, and they've been fully convinced that I'm like their boyfriend and stuff. And like I've had times when like people on the internet will like put this personality onto me that I'm like their brother or like their uncle, their unk, like actually fully put that onto me. And it's really quite scary. And that's what I wrote The Vows about. It was about that. Snake Oil is the 4th track on the EP. And yeah, Snake Oil's a weird one. Snake Oil was about press, journalism, people, people coming along to me and pretending they were interested in my music, pretending they were interested in me, when really they just kind of had dollar signs. It's a very shallow song. That's the most shallow song I've got. It's like, people are curious about me in transactional ways. Yeah, but it's still a bop, and there's still other meanings behind it, obviously. But more than anything, we wanted to just write a fucking banger. We wanted to write a dancey rock song with snake oil, and the lyrics were just there. The lyrics came afterwards.
So thank you, Will, for giving us the titles, giving us the meanings behind all the songs ahead of time. So I'm actually excited to hear them now with that knowledge. Right? I think that's different for us, and
Definitely.
it makes
Definitely.
me
I
look
think
forward to it even more.
I think he just did it because he's sick of us getting it so painfully wrong. He's like, all right, guys, fine.
100%.
It could be because he says, "Don't misinterpret me."
Yeah.
I mean, who'd have thought Perfect Blue was about drugs?
Not me. Not me.
No.
Well, you know what? Some people think it's a love song, so
Yeah.
we're all just
Need I say more?
Yeah.
For
exactly.
the love of drugs. Just say no, kids.
For some,
Just say no.
just say no for sure.
Yeah.
You do not want to end up looking like Wilbur with those creepy blue eyes and the slow blinks. Yeah, it's not a good look. Take a shower. Wilbur also played one of his songs that will be on his highly anticipated solo album. I'm sure Dave is psyched. We're gonna get there, Dave. Don't worry. You're gonna be a Wilbur soot enjoyer as well. So yeah, he played Mostly Harmless. Freaking awesome, that song. Right off the
honestly,
bat. Love it.
I
It's
skipped
so
that.
great. It's
I skipped
You
that.
skipped it.
Dave.
I
just
skipped
so-
that for that reason.
Why?
Just so you could do the react.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I
It started and
appreciate
it's like,
This
yeah,
is-
skip that.
that's dedication, man.
Okay.
Dedication to your craft.
No, it was quite easy, to be honest with you.
This song feels really different than a lot of his other solo songs. I think I feel like it's similar to Losing Face. It's kind of got that intense vibe about it. I mean, he goes pretty hard on his little acoustic
it's
guitar
definitely
there.
Peppier
Yes,
than
yes.
A Million Sighing Reflex. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, it's good. It's so
Yeah.
good, Dave. You're gonna love it.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Sounds terrific.
You're such a nudge. All right, and carrying on then. Wilbur also brought up his "I asked 50 psychics to predict my future" video that seems like it may or may not have been. Well, it hasn't been totally lost. He spilled some water on his laptop, his 20-year-old laptop, and but he was able to recover some of the video using a device that he borrowed from Elodie, where he ran some of the footage through to make it look older. So yes, it sounds like he will be able to piece this together. He said it might not look exactly as he had planned. Some footage will look, I don't know what the word is, a bit weathered.
Like the Perfect Blue video.
Vintage. Yeah, perhaps. So, but we're now used to Lovejoy making everything look like it was from a 1985 VCR. So I think we'll be okay. Our eyeballs are adjusting. So we have that to look forward to eventually when that gets all thrown together. I don't envy the person having to edit all those little bits and bobs.
No, I've had 3 eye tests since they've released all this rubbish.
True. Between the iPhone 3 pictures and these videos, I can't wait to see things in crystal clear footage instead.
It's tough on these eyes. I tell you what. I mean,
that's why I like Robbed so much. That was so crystal clear and well lit.
It was. I mean,
Yes.
my eyes aren't 20 years old anymore. Give us a break.
Again, kids, just say no to drugs.
Oh. First these olden eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is it
Wilbur
a
also
dolphin swimming by? Oh.
Oh, snap. Now you gotta do like the sideways, like the little profile thing that he does. Don't try this at home. Okay.
All right.
Next episode, we'll try Perfect Blue and Dolphin Ecstasy, and we'll see how that goes.
Whee!
Well, so Lovejoy has a concept album in the works. We talked about this a little bit last time. He spoke about it some more. Oh, because he spoke about it on that podcast and not on his stream. So this was a new venue for him to talk about it.
Yeah.
Anyone wanted to dip into that portion?
Well, remember that whiteboard post that they put out a while ago with New Era Incoming? Given this, because Will does talk about that I'm glad you can't see the whiteboard because we've got all kinds of like story points or ideas on this whiteboard right now. So it makes me go back to that whiteboard post, and maybe it was just the songs. It was hard to read a lot of this stuff. Maybe it really was just the songs for OST, and they're erasing OST, and the New Era is the new concept album. Yeah.
Right. The New Era is probably the concept album, and also
not a name change.
But they did change something this week that eagle-eyed fans noticed right away. On the Spotify, on all that platforms, they changed from the Anvil Cat logo profile picture to the ghost. And there's mixed feelings on that, but I feel like these fans, it takes them a while to adjust to change for many of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, right? So even though we've seen the ghost around for a while related to OST, seeing it as now the logo for the band, it was a big change. So it changed on all major platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and even the Lovejoy Etc. channel changed to a red ghost to differentiate it from their main channel on YouTube. So, and we also were treated to a couple new band photos that they've used on Spotify as well. Sort of a moodier black and white monochrome look for them, and even a shadowy picture of just their shadows on the wall. So what did you guys think about all of that?
I love the new change. I think it really reflects very accurately where they've evolved to at this point in time. It's grittier. It's it's less. I don't really want to say cutesy, but some of the stuff before was a little cutesy, right? With the capybara and some of the mascot. And while I do think the Anvil Cat was cool, change needs to happen. That's one thing that is for sure. So I really love where they're going. I think, and maybe it's an attempt to kind of bring in some new fans or a different demographic of fans. I love it. I think it's fantastic. Although I'm pretty sure that Mark borrowed Joe's pants for that picture because I've never seen Mark in baggy pants like that before. Like, where are your black skinny jeans?
Right?
I think Will ordered the wrong size, and they probably looked like shorts on him, so he loaned them out.
Yeah. Those are Will's shorts.
Yeah, and a friend of ours did make an observation that I have to mention because I thought it was quite humorous. Was in the band photo, the Wilbur looks like he might be picking a wedgie. It's they're not wrong.
Is that why his ankles look like he's had an argument with his trousers?
I got made fun of in school for wearing short pants. They called me high water. It was not cool. Wilbur continues that look to this day, but you know what? I like the big baggy pants. I just don't need to see the socks.
That's funny. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, I was teased a lot in school, if you can't tell.
You were just way ahead of the trend. You were a trendsetter.
Right? was just getting tall, I guess.
I love that everybody in that picture is either staring at their shoes or there's Ash standing here and being all like rock star cool. And then there's Will smiling, looking like he's picking his knickers out of
Cat that
his
ate the canary.
rear. So, yeah.
Yeah, looking like he's got an itchy eye.
Yeah, Ash looked like the coolest dude ever. Like
But he
he
is though,
perfected
isn't
that
he?
pose.
He-
He can't
you know.
not look cool. He
I
can't.
don't know how many black denim jackets he's got, but he's
He's
just got.
it.
He has.
But the others were like Angie saying, maybe they were doing the shoegaze bit that Dave talks about all the time. A term that Dave taught us here on the pod.
True.
Yes.
True. I think we had a logo change, the Lovejoy logo, and I think this is the second part of that. So
Right.
they've
Right,
kept
the
Danville,
lettering.
changed the logo.
Okay.
Now they've got the ghost to
Yeah.
go along with the logo. I think that's probably what they've done in stages.
You're saying they actually had a plan. They actually had a
Possibly.
plan from like start to finish.
Possibly.
No way.
Wow, Dave. Are you new here?
That's
That
We're
plan was
sorry.
probably supposed to be 3 weeks, not 3 months. Do you know what I mean? Or 6 months.
okay. Good point.
But yeah, I love the photos.
We're just kidding.
Love the photos. Love the ghost. I prefer the red one.
The red one's cool. I like that they have this whole red, black, and white sort of vibe going.
Yeah.
It's neat.
The OST vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think every band changes their logos at times. You look at the Foo Fighters. How many Foo Fighters? I know they've always had, in most of them, FF. But how they've just changed it and adapted it over the years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And My Chemical Romance. I don't know how they must have had like at least 8 different logos. But yeah, so it's very, very common. Yeah. I'm digging what they're
Absolutely.
putting down.
So then with the new AP, we'll see some more of this imagery, I'm imagining, and guesses on the EP title. We were thinking Down with Digital, as it was. There was we may have talked about it on here. We probably did. There was a flyer that was being handed out in New York that said Down with Digital, and it had a QR code that took you to their Spotify page. It was apparently some sort of PR publicity thing, but honestly, I was in New York. I didn't see those people. Maybe they came out during the VIP bit and I was inside. And I'm not saying that to sound braggy. I'm just saying.
By all accounts, I heard someone sort of say they came out as the last of the people were dribbling in. Because
it just seems like a missed opportunity.
Didn't somebody get handed one of those and just sort of threw it away?
Yeah, I mean, I would if I got one of those. Oh my god, you guys! I would have sent you a picture in a heartbeat, like right off the bat. But
yeah, but you didn't know it was about Lovejoy.
But if you looked at it long enough, like there was definitely clues that it was, and plus you would try that QR code. No,
Somebody posted it on the Reddit, right?
Not.
A copy of it.
Yeah.
There was clues on it that seemed odd, But the thing is, I think your bigger fans are the people that waited hours and hours to get in and were the first people to go in, either they're VIP or front of the general line. And they're the ones that are going to be most in tune or most curious to check it out. If the people at the end of the line that are maybe your newer fans that don't realize the culture of waiting in line for a million years or were brought along with a friend, it wouldn't read to them like the same way as it would to us. Where we're like,
makes sense.
What is this about?
I mean, just imagine if they had 20 of these A4 sheets and there's literally only one left, and that person is like, that's the last of it.
And even if you didn't think anything of it at the time, and you are a fan, once you saw them highlighted on their TikTok on
Yeah,
their,
you'd think you'd pull it out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. We're like, dang, okay. That was something. I think Down with Digital, especially after listening to Will describe the songs, I'm really feeling more and more that Down with Digital could be the title.
I agree.
What do you guys think?
Yeah. I if it's not Down with Digital, it is something along the similar lines. If you ask me what they were going to call it right now, it would be Down with Digital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good.
Another interesting little bit, Joe normally puts the set lists together. I found that little tidbit very interesting.
That's
or
true.
Have we mentioned
It
that?
is interesting because he's kind of quiet. He's so quiet.
Yeah.
And doesn't think that he's the one doing that. Yeah. Normally Joe does all
He's
that.
a behind the scenes mastermind. Yeah.
Lovely little tidbit that was.
And actually, you bringing up Joe reminded me something else. And there's something else we haven't brought up, actually, is Lovejoy put out a question this week to fans on TikTok and Instagram asking, where do you want us to perform in the UK specifically? What cities in the UK do you want us to come to? So that means that's on their mind, and they want to know where the people are and where people are going to travel to for them to book gigs at. And within the comments of Lovejoy's Instagram post about this ask, someone said European tour when, and something to that effect. And Joe commented and said soon. Dun dun dun. There's that
very
word again.
intriguing.
It's very intriguing. I personally would have thought the UK tour would have been sorted by now. Everything booked. You know, I'm getting promotional things. So and so's touring. October, November, December.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all releasing tickets. There's even people releasing tickets for March next year.
Wow.
The album drops October, UK tour March. I honestly would have thought the UK tour would have been sorted. Maybe it is.
I thought
and maybe they're looking at doing some extra shows.
Maybe. I honestly thought it would have been in full swing by now. No lie. I thought they'd be in the thick of the tour, but I guess not. Dave, that's a good point, though. Maybe they are looking to fill in some extra shows. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, or to get like a gauge on demand for the places they've booked already to see, or if the size is appropriate. I don't know, but I sure hope these fans are taking this seriously and answering, because they're asking, but it's sometimes hard to get people to hit those next buttons, even though it doesn't take very long. And
yeah, I urge everybody in the UK, just go in and fill out the form. It's only name, address, email, and then you get to write a bit. Forget the comments. I'd rather see the comments empty, but I'd rather you do that.
But maybe you're right. Maybe it's a way to get these emails to then make sure they receive the emails about the tour dates and about tickets going on sale.
Yeah, when you think back in 2023, we all signed up. And there's people who do not wish to receive the emails now. So, again, fill out the form, sign up on the website, get the email sorted, and then we'll all get an email.
Oh, thanks all for listening. Thanks for being here as always. Oh, we do have a very nice comment that we received.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
I was just about to ask if we got a happy note to end on.
Yes, we certainly do. This fan, her name's 11, I think, on TikTok, sent me a nice message. I just wanted to say that Lovejoy Nation is the best. Getting podcasts uploaded, getting new information about the band, about upcoming events and songs, spending your time to make people happy. I love watching your podcast on Spotify, and just want to say, keep up the good work. You guys are amazing. Coming from most of the Lovejoy community /fans, you guys are truly amazing with everything you do. So that was freaking awesome.
Oh,
Made my day. Made our day.
11. You must be 11. You must be a Stranger Things fan. That is so sweet. Thank you. That just made my day. Oh,
Yeah, absolutely. When you sent that through, it was like, yep. And from what we've just been talking about to this, fantastic.
So,
absolutely fantastic.
You know, it feels good to make someone smile. Why don't we work on that more than the alternative?
It absolutely does.
And it's free.
Absolutely.
It's free to make someone feel good. And I really appreciate anyone that takes out the time to send a message like that. It really means a lot to us. So thank you. And until next time, you know where to find us, lvjynation.com, at lvjynation, everywhere. We welcome your messages, reviews, comments. Anytime, we'll read them here on the show. So thank you. And thanks for listening and watching.
Thanks, guys.
See you later.
See you later.